Hi friends, the final part of Apex Legends Season 14's Comic Quest series has been released, and it reveals the full lore for Season 14 in Apex Legends. So I've put together this full recap so you get to know the lore without having to spend hours reading it yourself. Okay, so for the Season 14 comic series, it's called Friends Like These. The lore in this comic revolves around Vantage and her trying to get to know the other legends in order to get help freeing her mother from prison. The first part of the comic is actually really funny. Mirage is throwing a party, but no one has turned up, so he ends up talking to his hollows. However, Vantage shows up, and it actually turns out she's been there the whole time, but Mirage didn't even notice. Unfortunately, she's the only one that showed up though, and she doesn't really know how to interact with people or make friends. After some funny interactions between her and Mirage, she tells Mirage that she needs help freeing her mother from prison. Mirage tells her that she needs to make friends with the other legends before she can expect help from them. So Vantage goes on a mission to make friends. I do also feel kind of bad for Mirage because no one turned up to his party. Also, the part where he talks about his brothers dying, that's super sad as well. The comic moves on with Vantage targeting Watson as the first person to make friends with. Another funny conversation ensues between Vantage and Watson. Ultimately though, Watson's busy and she needs to focus on fixing the laptop/comms unit, so she ushers Vantage away. As part of that though, Vantage catches a glimpse of Mila on the fixed unit, but Vantage promises she won't tell anyone, and thus Watson and Vantage become secrets friends. Watson then has a conversation with Mila on the fixed comms unit, and it seems Mila is up to something to clear her and Crypto's name, something that involves working with the Syndicate. However, she makes Watson promise to not tell Crypto about it, or even the fact that she was able to fix the comms unit and speak to Mila. Watson reluctantly agrees, because in doing so it should protect Crypto. Oh yeah, there is a very subtle moment when Mila suggests Crypto likes Watson more than just friends, and Watson's reaction suggests it might be mutual. Moving on, Vantage, real name Mara, then moves on to try and make friends with Rampart and Sia, who happen to be on Boreas. The people of Boreas have kind of lost faith in Sia and are now protesting against Sia and the lack of support for their failing planet. It ends in Sia deciding to speak to Eduardo Silva about bringing the Apex games to Boreas to help the people. Oh yeah, and Vantage keeps telling people they missed Mirage's party. She then leaves after making friends with Rampart and Sia. The next target for Vantage to make friends with are Bloodhound and Fuse. It seems they're moving Bloodhound's people away from Talos, possibly to Gaia. Vantage then pops up again. This time she learns a few new things from Bloodhound and Fuse. Anyway, Vantage moves on after making friends with both of them. Next, Vantage moves on to making friends with Loba. However, in doing so you can kind of tell Loba finds Vantage annoying and she tries to ditch her multiple times. I do like one moment where Loba says something very sweet about Jamie though. She says he is her best friend because of the respect and loyalty they have for each other. Eventually Loba makes it to Valkyrie's apartment after ditching Vantage, but she finds a horrific sight. Her best friend Jamie hanging there bloodied and barely alive. It's Loba's worst nightmare. She quickly gets him down, and somehow Vantage shows up in the apartment as well, so Loba gets Vantage to help by calling the emergency services to help Jamie. There is a funny moment where Valkyrie calls Loba's phone and Vantage answers and very quickly says what's going on and then just hangs up, but in the end it seems like they're able to help Jamie, or at least have him on his way to the hospital. Next, we see Valkyrie and Revenant having a face-off. Valkyrie wants Revenant to leave Loba alone. Ultimately, they end up making a deal where Valkyrie will help Revenant get his head, which is the only thing that Revenant can use to kill himself, which is actually what he wants, and it does turn out that Valkyrie knows Jamie has the source code. Remember that call Vantage answered? Well, we now see the flip side of it, where Valkyrie's the one doing the calling, and that's where she finds out about Jamie, and she puts two and two together to realize the reason Jamie was hurt was because of Revenant's head/source code. Okay, for a bit of side lore here so you know the context, Jamie was given the source code by Loba to send to Gridiron using the Phase Runner, and for the last 3 seasons we thought Revenant's source code was in Gridiron. However, it seems Jamie decided to not send it to Gridiron and instead hung on to the head. Of course Loba doesn't know that, but it seems Valkyrie does, and now so does Revenant. We go back to Mirage at his bar, the Paradise Lounge. Vantage is back to share that she's made some friends, and there's quite a nice bonding moment between Mirage and Vantage, where they talk about their respective mothers' situations. We also see the other legends arrive at the party. Remember how no one showed up to Mirage's party? Well, it's a funny story. It turns out he forgot to send the invites, and that's why no one turned up. So in the end, Mirage does have friends and the legends do care about him, which is really nice to see. Of course, Vantage did help a little bit because she went round all the legends and told them that Mirage was having a party. I do like the moment between Wraith and Mirage as well, because she basically says he's always there for her, so she wanted to be there for him. Okay, so now on to the last part, the finale. It's a conversation over DMs between two mysterious people. A is the person that assaulted Jamie and stole Revenant source code, and Z, or Z if you're in America, is seemingly the person that hired A to do it. Who are they? Well, we don't know for sure because it wasn't confirmed. At first I thought A could be Vantage, but then that seemed a little bit far-fetched. So then I thought it could be Ash. She's probably the most obvious one, right? She's cold-blooded, and don't forget, Ash also used to be a mercenary that worked for the Syndicate, so it makes sense she could be doing their bidding again. However, again, Ash doesn't really seem to fit in with this story. The other theories for this are Mila, given her surname is Alexander, so that could relate to the A here, and we also learned earlier on that Mila was working for the Syndicate in some capacity and didn't want Crypto to know, so perhaps it could be Mila. The other theories for this are that it's the new legend in season 15, although that could end up being Mila anyway, so perhaps these stories do tie together. And for who this mysterious Z person is, I was thinking it's probably someone in the Syndicate. Eduardo Silva's a bit too obvious, and it doesn't seem like something Blisk would do, so I'm guessing it's maybe someone we haven't met yet. An outside and somewhat controversial theory is that it could be Zeke Williams, Bangalore and Newcastle's brother, who supposedly died on Typhon, but obviously there was never a body, so I do wonder if it's a way they'll bring in another Williams siblings to the lore. Let me know in the comments if you have any theories on who A and Z could be. For now though, that's the whole season 14 comic quest series recapped and summarised for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.